the side of Amber H, and I honestly don't understand why would somebody go through the trouble of doing so when there is so much evidence out there proving her to the contrary. Anyway, nice to see you people jumping into the live. And like I said, it's going to be a short live, but just want to talk about this for a second. Finally, I managed to find the article that I mentioned in the other video today. And as you notice, I'm also doing a lot of short content, sort of short snippets of info, news. So I'm trying to put a lot of effort in that as well. So just if you were curious to know why, it's a nice, interesting way of creating new content. So, and I'm having fun also taking small snippets of news of the day. So, all right, very briefly, I'm gonna try to keep it short. So I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat already. So nice to see you guys. Really appreciate your support as always. Hit the like so people find the live as we talk about it. So anyway, I was telling you before that I was looking for this article where the pictures the pictures that I saw on Twitter are from, but I couldn't find it for whatever reason, and finally I managed to get back into the, you know, like I finally managed to get it back. Sorry. Bam, bam, bam. It's late. I'm starting to slow down. My mouth and brain starts to slow down. So this is an article of the Daily Mail, and this is probably of the many leaks we have seen so far, this is the most abundant. So what it turns out to be is that Amber H seems to be in London, in England, and she was going about with her girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I don't know, all of a sudden this Eve Barlow showed up again. She's in England. Those people travel back and forth very easily. So, and I have to say, this is the most abandoned set of pictures I've seen of this woman in a while. So she gets the support of Phoebe Bridge, saying that she's an imperfect victim, basically. A lot of people don't agree with that at all. And it's amazing because the more, every time, like I say this so many times, every time I think this woman like deserves some type of whatever redemption or whatever, you know, because we as normal people, we have empathy. You know, every time I have like just an empathic thought, all of a sudden I'm reminded that most likely these people really don't give a damn. They just want to make sure that they get their way. That's it. Unrepenting. They don't care. So she gets the support of this singer. I don't know if it's appropriate nowadays trying to categorize something. So a singer, and at the same time we have this extensive photo shoot of Mail Online here with an article. So it's I mean, it's really fascinating when I see those things connected. And you know, the title of the video, she gets a special treatment by the media and the news outlet, mainstream media. It's true. The way they talk about her, the way they sort of try to navigate their water in between, acknowledging that actually she was found guilty of defaming the ex-husband with actual malice, and at the same time doing gossips. It blows my mind, really. It blows my freaking mind. So, the mother of one, anyway, talking about the surrogate here, the actress 36 appeared happy and relaxed as she visited a wine shop with her daughter and an identified female friend before taking a stroll. I love this. We're gonna call the journalist lady. We're gonna call her an identified female. I think that's good. Her dressed comfortably for the outing, donning a gray skirt and top with a black peacoat on top to keep her warm amid London's cold weather. Oh man, can you imagine writing an article like this about Bill Cosby or Weinstein? Can you imagine? It's like the double standard. It's freaking frightening, man. So, I'll talk about the lawsuit anyway. Afterwards, she said she was looking forward to focusing on being a mom and putting the trial behind her, explaining, I want to move on with my life and be a mom full-time without having to juggle calls with lawyers. However, it doesn't appear as though she moved on, as it was recently reported that H, who owes Depp $10.3 million in damages, filed an appeal against the defamation trial. So, I guess they didn't interview her. Probably they took that snippets from something else. So this is the unidentified woman on her side. The thing that blows my mind is that this woman, she's always with the kid recently. Like wherever she goes now, there's the kid. Center picture. Boom. It's interesting because it looks like the unidentified woman, she kind of like she's seeking for validation, at least from these pictures. It's very interesting because it looks like she's seeking for validation or for whatever command. You know, she's waiting for like, what do? We smile, we don't smile, what do we do? How do I behave? At least that's what I see. It's interesting because you see them that they're pretending that as if they're not seen, yet you know exactly that this is a face of somebody that knows exactly what is happening. Okay, trip to the wine shop, kid everywhere. It's amazing. It's like this kid now, it's featured everywhere. I actually saw a picture of her face, of the kid. I don't know where I found it. There was actually another article where you can see the face. It's very interesting because I do have to admit I saw some resemblance to Musk. Maybe it was just the angle of the picture, but I'm like, wow, I see something there. But anyway, probably it's not, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not gonna share that, of course. I'm not, because you know I'm not gonna do that to the daughter, of course. But yeah, I did see a picture. They are online. You can actually find it yourself if you're curious. And yeah, that's the other mystery. So anyway, this lady, it's like going around, you know, from Spain to London, not a care in the world. The entourage friend, you know, like joining her. Kid center stage. Kid like looks like tired, honestly. And she's just around strolling with the kid. There was a series of pictures that I didn't like much, which were this one, like, you know, it's like literally being on the sidewalk waiting and trying to feed the daughter, you know, like looking like, look, I take care of my daughter. Somebody's holding, oh, probably the kid is in the trolley here. Got a couple of bottles of wine. No wonder JD had to pay like 10, 20, $30,000 a month of wine. You see, she's a loving mother, feeding the kid. Oh, look, eat. I'm such a good mom, taking care of you, the hat and everything. Eat this little cookie. So it's interesting because this is the most extensive photo shoot we have seen so far. Not a care in the world. You know, one thing is, though, it's very fascinating, which is JD, when he walks around, So here is she's alone. She's not carrying the daughter. Somebody's carrying the daughter, I suppose. It's interesting because when you see JD out, everybody rushes to him to have a photo shoot, talk to him, get a picture signed, puppet signed, whatever. I mean, all these Tana supporters claiming that this woman is innocent and she's an imperfect victim and so on and so forth. Yet this person walks around in the busiest cities in the world. Nobody approaches her. No fans. No fans in the real world. Those fans exist only in the realm of bots, apparently. I mean, I'm asking that, right? Like, literally, there's nobody that cares to approach this person, yet she's totally happy to throw herself on the street, to be seen with the kid, with 45 pictures taken on one outing, right? I want to move on with my life. We want to move on with our lives too. But as long as we have liars, manipulators, bots, and so on and so forth, we're just gonna keep going, because this is unfair. This is unfair towards people which they want to come forward, towards survivor victims and so on and so forth. They seem like they, even though it looks like just paparazzi taking pictures, I find it very difficult to believe, honestly. If you know that you're going to be photographed, you're also conscious maybe of going in certain places in a certain way. And honestly, I think it's also a good thing, people not caring about them, But yeah, this is where it's at. I actually saw Elon Musk that I actually made a video, I'm gonna post it later, where he's talking about the reasons why he bought Twitter. So I'm gonna post a video. I'm working a lot lately. So I would just want to see that, you see there is no new again, like, so those hashtags are starting to trend again. You see, H is a liar, H is a monster, H does not speak for me, Raquetalo, H is an abyss, R. Yeah, fascinating stuff, man, honestly. Fascinating stuff. I saw also a video, I saw both a video of Tag and also an article actually of the new head of DC, the new head, the CEO of Warner Brother, Warner whatever, that they're not gonna give in to the pressure from fans. I think it's a big mistake. I think it's a big mistake because this is like, this is where it's at, this is what people forget. The 7-person jury found unanimously that AH lied with malice, intentionally lied. So it's interesting to see that for whatever reason the media and Warner Brother have absolutely two different ways of approaching this. They still treat her as a sort of like pseudo darling. Oh, look how nice with the hair and the coat. But on the other side, you have also this. Now for Halloween, this is like a real costume. And talk about karma. One size fits most. Adult Amber Turd. This is a Halloween costume that you can probably buy somewhere. and she's getting the notoriety she wanted. So I wonder if with Elon Musk, Twitter is gonna get better, because this is something that should happen also to. This is something that should happen also to YouTube. I don't know if this is the same place. Maybe this is a different place. I don't know if they're combining two different spots. She loves her wine. Well, that's the same clock. She loves her wine. But anyway, I thought it interesting to discuss this. The media is still depicting her as if nothing happened, you know? Yet, somebody else will receive a completely different treatment. Wow. Honestly, I have no words what it's happening. Double standard, it's so obvious. This Barlow person is really relentless, eh? The lies, I mean, it's like, I think Johnny Depp should probably sue her too for defamation. Those people, literally every single day, they're writing posts to defame Johnny Depp. I mean, it's insane. Like relentless, you know? Absolutely relentless. I mean, you see, like Kanye West, and of course he said a bunch of stupid stuff, and I also don't know the extent of all the stupid stuff that he said, but unfortunately the anti-Semite things that he spoke about in some of the interviews have immediately costed him everything. Everything. You know, I absolutely think that he is just losing his mind, unfortunately, because there is no other explanation, unfortunately, for that kind of behavior. But keep in mind that he used words, few phrases, and it costed him everything. Everything. So this is what some people, you know, the repercussion that some people can have by speaking the wrong words. And again, I'm not condoning it by any shape or form, but this is an example that it's necessary to make, in the way that you see that some people, when they say something, there are consequences, immediate consequences. Kanye West lost $2 billion. That's no joke. For remarks that he made. And there are other people with constantly, they do slander. They wish people to be ended, mocking them, defaming them every single moment. There are no consequences. There are no consequences for AH after she was proven guilty of defaming the husband and lying with malice, with actual malice. She's still in Aquaman. The CEO just made sure to tell us that they use double standards, you know, and no problem firing JD on accusations alone, on rumors of accusations. and he lost everything, but I have absolutely no problem keeping AH after she was found guilty. Wow. You just have to think of if it was the other way around. If JD was found guilty of having defamed with actual malice the ex-wife, he would have been erased from the face of the earth. Even his old movies taken down from everywhere. This is the truth of the matter. There is two ways of acting. There are two ways of just dealing with this kind of stuff, apparently, from corporations and media and so on and so forth. And they still keep treating this woman a little bit like a darling, a media darling. Look at this. Let's go have a photo shoot in London. Because I didn't lie. I am actually the victim. And so on and so forth. And they keep going. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Dan Simpson, for the super chat. Honest to God, I really don't know why they're doing this. This is not even like an incredible actress with an incredible talent. It's somebody that already before, while she was at the peak of her fame, nobody cared. Nobody noticed. But it seems like more like, to me, she's just lucky because she's caught up in a political movement, in a political moment where being politically correct, being woke, so to speak, it's more important than anything else. Keeping the facade of the company, of the politician in question, of the, the look, just the look, has to be that you are for all the things that nowadays are trending, from gender pronouns to inclusivity to all kinds of inclusivity, And make no mistake, it's not because they really care. They don't give a damn about you and me. They just do this because that's what it's supposed to be done right now. To keep the facade, to keep the corporate image intact, And that's how it is. And she's just lucky she got caught up into it, and they think that they're invulnerable, invincible, But also this will pass, because people are getting fed up with this nonsense, with this absolute nonsense of just the facade. It's really, really stupid. And people are waking up to it. But a lot of people are silenced, and I mean, I give you the last example. I read today about Taylor Swift. Apparently she has, let me see, Taylor Swift. Let's see if she appears. She released a new video. And I think on iTunes she had to take away the part of the video where she's on a scale talking about being fat, and she already immediately received the backlash because they accused her of being fat phobic. All right, now what are my thoughts on this? Obviously, Taylor Swift on a scale with almost close to perfect body and being pretty and being famous and rich and talented doesn't really help much. Why can I not find this freaking thing on here? Huh? Jesus. Anyway, she had to remove that part from iTunes because she's fat phobic. And you know what? This is another example on how we are losing our minds. we are losing our minds, because funnily enough, I saw Kanye West talking about, I think on Fox News, about this part, that he was, this part of the interview goes like this, that he's talking about Lizzo losing weights, and then all the bots on Instagram or Twitter to write about against her, because her losing weight is against the narrative that you have to be inclusive and accepting people that are fat. And I don't know, of course this is true, but now in conjunction with what happened to Taylor Swift, I'm starting to go like, hey, maybe Kanye West on that instance of the fat thing, maybe it's not too wrong. And I just wonder, I just start to wonder myself, what the heck is happening? It's common knowledge, of course, that if you're overweight and a lot of overweight, it's really unhealthy for you. That doesn't mean that I judge you as a human being. That doesn't mean I want to demean somebody that walks around and it carries a lot of extra weight. You are where you are in your life, in terms of where you at, mentally, spiritually, and so on and so forth. I'm not here personally to judge anybody. But if you are overweight, if you're a lot overweight, there is a big chance that you're going to be unhealthy, or you're setting your life to be an unhealthy person. That doesn't mean being a little chubbier or not having the sort of perfect shape or whatever. But it's common knowledge that the fatter you are, the more chances you have of being unhealthy and to die probably prematurely. This is an example that happened in the COVID period, where a lot of people overweight or obese actually died quicker than other people. So it's just common knowledge that being overly overweight, it's not a good thing. Trying to normalize it, trying to normalize it as if it was something good, it's absolutely asinine. It's absolutely asinine, and it goes against actually caring for people. Where are we starting to kind of rectifying all the things that we knew by common sense and creating this distortion of reality. And this is just one of many examples of that. It's absolutely insane. We should be promoting going to the gym, doing stuff, movement, getting better, improving yourself. That doesn't mean that if you're now fat, you're going to be mocked or you're going to be scorned. That's completely something else. Nobody ever should do that, of course. That's just common sense, and also being a decent human being. But if you want people to believe that being fat is fine, then you're absolutely part of the problem, My father got overweight, and he also had like 6 bypass surgery. And many doctors told him, if you want to live longer, you have to lose weight, especially at your age, for your heart, for everything. You have to lose weight. The more weight you lose, the better chances you have of live longer. And so my father took that to heart, and he actually did a great work, and he lost a lot of weight. And I'm really happy for him, and I hope that this proves to be helping him longer. Now he's 79 already, so I hope that it's I hope it helps him living longer. And so for people just to normalize all of those things, to live in this bubble of fake acceptance, it's just insane. It's really insane. It's like really digressing. We are digressing society. And we're doing this on so many fronts, on so many areas. So I'm sometimes just like dumbfounded. I'm like, this is the society I live in? Really? We have even to question things that like we gave for granted until like not long ago, which was common knowledge. Now I have to question that again. And like I told you, those companies or corporations, they don't really care. They don't really care about you. They don't really care about me. They just care about having the facade of doing what it's the morally accepted thing to do nowadays. You know, to look morally intact, to use the right ethics or whatever. I think, like, you know, I told you last time that we saw the German TV station that was in Ibiza, sort of faking interviewing her, because that's what it looks like, absolutely fake. And I told you that we're gonna see more of this. The more time passes, the more they're gonna try to, you know, depict this person as if nothing happened, you know, that there is still a chance to be misunderstood, to misunderstand what happened in the trial, and with the help of the media, focusing more on what she's wearing than anything else. But still, one thing they got it correctly, that she's together with an unidentified woman, carrying the stroller, pushing the stroller. Fascinating stuff. So guys, those are the news. Let me see. Let's explore a little bit. Let's see what is happening here on trending on Twitter. This is the state of things today. Deborah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. We got some PayPal. Have you seen this, guys? I don't know if you're watching, but I'm doing a lot of shorts, and people thought probably that my short I was kidding, but in fact seemed to be something true. That scientists at Stanford University have reconstructed a 3D model of how Joseph, the husband of Mary, the stepdad of Jesus Christ, might have looked like. And then they posted these pictures, and I'm like, everybody unanimously is like, dude, this is Andre the Giant. And I couldn't agree more. This looks like Andre the Giant into what's the famous movie there where he's what is the giant? I forgot. What are the coincidences, man? I thought like this can't be true. And it's going around everywhere now. Man, it's unreal. It's like Schwarzenegger, I think like it's my height, 6'2". And look at Andre the Giant. I don't know this other guy who he is. But they're both massive. Absolutely massive. I think Andre the Giant was 7 something. Oh man, Andre the Giant was freaking massive. It's a beautiful documentary actually on him. So anyway, apparently Joseph, stepdad of Jesus, was Andre the Giant. Now we know. Hey, three-eyed catfish, thank you so much for the super chat. Brittany has the right idea. She is abusing her work to recover from what she was put through. The fat was not directed toward her viewers. I truly think some took the quick pick way out of context. Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, I'm sure that Taylor Swift had some kind of idea too in her video. You know, she wasn't trying to fat shame anybody. Probably, if anything, maybe trying to depict how a person actually can feel like despite looking good, or, you know, pointing out towards other things. So I guess Ah, the Princess Bride. Yeah, he was in Princess Bride. Huge head, Andre the Giant. Man, the freaking huge guy. Also, really, really. Oh my god, that's a can of beer. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god, look at that hand. Oh man, if you're thinking the same thing, I'm thinking that thing too. Oh gee. So anyway, we are in a very strange time. We are in a very, very strange time where certain celebrities or pseudo celebrities get a treatment, others get a different one. Meanwhile, there is a chance of nuclear war, and all of this it's happening right now in 2022. I actually saw this before, now in connection with the fat phobic thing and fat shaming and that whole thing that we were talking about. Disney unveiled the first plus-size heroine in an emotional film about body dysmorphia. So Disney have created their first plus-size protagonist to a powerful short film about body dysmorphia. In the company's 85th year history of making movies, plus-size characters have only ever featured in the roles of villains or extras, with fans praising the change. The film, entitled Reflect, follows the story of a young plus-size ballet dancer who battles her own reflection, overcoming doubt and fear by channeling her inner strength, grace, and power. All right, you know what? To an extent, if something is used to empower people, fine, great, you know? But at the same time, I have this feeling like, first of all, like those companies like Disney, whatever, they're not the repository of morality or justice, you know, or like where we should draw sort of like lessons for life, you know, advice, so to speak. And again, the other part goes to the fact that obviously it is unfair to depict a villain always being fat or whatever, because there's a lot of wonderful, the majority of people, they don't have a fit body, and there is so many wonderful human beings out there, of course. So I can understand that allowing for a little bit more inclusivity in that, especially in storytelling, it's not a negative thing. But still, you go back to the fact that people look up to entertainment also as a sort of like something that it's something to look up to, you know? And nowadays seems like that we put no effort in trying to better ourselves. You know, it feels like that there is a little bit this behavior of, I come like this, therefore you have to accept me the way I am, and I should put no effort or emphasis in trying to improve my life, even though I'm like, I don't know, 30 kilograms overweight, or that, you know, I need to do this work, spiritual work or mental work or whatever on myself. No, I'm like this, and you gotta accept me this way. That's it. Feels like we are handing out like how do you call them? How do you call them? Participating trophy. Trophy, like, you know, you give a trophy to everybody that participate to a race. That feels exactly what we're doing today. Feels like we are handing out prizes to everybody. And there's a lot of people which they put in the work. They put in a lot of work to try to transform themselves, both male and female. And they share their journey, and they share their transformation. Actually, there are many stories you can find on Instagram or here for probably as well, which I find those much more powerful, because you see that everybody can change, everybody can improve. Just promoting somebody that is supposed to stay the way they are, it's an illusion. You know, you're just actually condoning whatever habit or mental habit or eating habit or circumstances that actually led that person to function that way or become that way, you know? So yeah, you're gonna see more of this as well. And I want to close the video here. I want to close the live. This was a quick live. I want to close the live with the fact that you know, Warner Brother. Let's see, Warner Brother. Let's see if we get like the CEO talking here. That it just said that they will not give in to the pressure from fans when they think basically that something it's good, probably referring to staying in Aquaman. I think they're doing a, you know, like, I'm okay they're doing this. You know why? Because they will soon realize that when the movie comes out, and most likely they're gonna receive a gigantic hit. I wrote Warner. Why I get all these ladies scantily clothed? I'm not complaining, but Warner Bros. This is not the moment. I'm seeking for something else, which we still don't get. So those people, they're gonna realize very quickly then when actually people that have to go and watch their movie, they'll realize who has the power. And I'm telling you, man, if this keeps going like this, people don't forget that easily. They can try, you know, to swear to change the direction somewhere else and to flip the pancake on this whole Amber H fiasco thing. But when the movie comes out and people have to go watch Aquaman 2, that movie, I'm telling you right now, that movie is already bound to fail, or at least not be as successful as they thought it would be. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary, on the super chat. Yeah, I would love to have some guests too on the channel sometime, so that we can talk a little bit longer instead of doing a long monologue. But I'm working on it. Now, today is the first day, honestly, I feel better with my voice after recovering from Corona again. So, but I have to tell you one thing. Now I talk about it and I get the cough. This time the Corona was much quicker. Like, you know, it wasn't that heavy. But I noticed one thing which is really strange. I didn't know last time. I feel tired. My muscles feel tired very quickly. I literally, you know, like this morning I did a test, I was negative. So I went this afternoon to do grocery on the bike, and I literally biked from here to the supermarket, which is not a lot. And I was already tired with my legs, as if I had done like 100 squats or something. It's very strange. Very strange. I tried to jump a little bit this afternoon the rope. I got tired immediately. So for whatever reason, this time it got me a little bit into the muscles. I don't know if it's still related to it, but I found that to be really strange. So, and again, here we have it. We have the media still supporting AH. We have a society that is crumbling on itself. It's basically, I feel like we are imploding, honestly. You know, I tell you right here, right now, so that people don't misunderstand my thinking, my talking. I am absolutely for, inclusion, diversity, and all of that. Every human being deserves to be respected. Any decent human being. If you're a piece of shit murderer, then you gotta be in jail. But you got the picture. Any decent human being, whatever the gender, whatever gender you want to call yourself, I don't care. Any human being out there deserves a fair chance and being respected, and safety and love and kindness and so on and so forth. But I feel that nowadays, politicians, mostly in the West, they're just losing the grip, making their political sort of mantras one or two of those things about inclusion and diversity, as if all of a sudden all the problems that we have are those. And I find it to be quite interesting because all of us, doesn't matter the ethnicity, doesn't matter the religion, doesn't matter the color of your skin, doesn't matter your gender, we have very common problems right now. All of us, okay? Which is prices are going through the roof. People don't make enough money. Energy costs going through the roof. A looming war. Possible nuclear annihilation. There is all kinds of absolutely insane stuff going on. None of us can buy a freaking house. Normal people today cannot buy a house, even in the West. Mostly in the West. In Europe, you go to work, you can forget about buying a place. You know what I mean? Like an apartment here in the Netherlands, a 50 square meter apartment costs like €500,000. That's an insane amount of money for an apartment that it's supposed to be something for one or two persons to live in. So we have very common problems, Yet politicians, they go with those mantras of choosing one or two as if that's, what is the most important thing right now, and not trying to get obliterated by war. We're like, the way I see it, I see like an implosion. People are getting confused. We are rejecting anything that had to do with the past in terms of sort of basic knowledge about things. We are rejecting everything, and I can understand that a formal rejection to the past sometimes is also necessary, because otherwise you never break free of some patterns, which not all of them are good. And I can agree on that, I've never considered myself a conservative, simply because I believe in science. And even though I'm not a scientist, but I believe in science, I believe in knowledge, and knowledge opens up the mind, opens up possibilities and reveals possibilities, and you cannot stick, mostly with an idea if you keep learning new things, opening up to new facets of that, like that past or point of view, so to speak. The more we know, the more you cannot attach yourself to idea of the past. That's just how it is. And therefore you have to be lenient towards adapting, changing, accepting also the change. Otherwise we have problems, we have troubles. But now we are at the point where we're getting confused. In between all this noise and mess, we're getting confused. We get very confused. We're getting confused about what it's a woman, what it's a man, what is the role of the man, what is the role of the woman, what is our role together in society, what's the role of the children, how do we get along, what's the role of religion, this religion, the other religion, what's the role of politicians, what's the role of corporations. We are here for the first time in this mess, and the only way I see a solution, a way out of this confusion, it's if we keep talking to each other. That's why I liked what Elon Musk said today about Twitter, that he bought Twitter not because he wants to make more money, but because he wants to make sure that there is a platform, an open square where people can actually share different opinions without killing each other, or like a safe place where people can talk to each other. That doesn't mean that people can get away with all kinds of nonsense or hatreds or whatnot, I will add, but he also mentioned that. But it's important to have a place, especially the way society works today, that we can have a discussion on things instead of censoring each other, or companies like Twitter or Instagram or YouTube censoring whatever seem not to go in the way that the mainstream narrative is going. Dialogue is of absolute importance if we want to get out of this transition of so much noise, so much chaos, and rectifying and adjusting the course on the future. It's really mandatory, actually. Otherwise, most likely we're gonna implode, and it's not gonna be nice. At least this is what I think. Of course, it's just some rant here, and we will see. So that's why I say always keep your mind open. Always spread love. When I say always spread love, what I mean is that try to make sure to give into the word what you would love to receive. What you will want to receive for yourself, for the people that you love, so that you try to give that, to bring that into the word. And I think it's something that it's not always easy to do, but it's my personal mantra, because I truly believe that that's the only way we can actually make any sense out of the near future, out of a society where more than ever we have corporations which they are so big that can influence literally society and the way society think and consume information and evolve. So that's why, again, I'm happy that Elon Musk is buying Twitter, because you need, again, we have to see what he does with it, but to have more places where corporations are not just busy with tailoring the perfect ad for you to buy something, but maybe they're also concerned with actual human interaction that can be beneficial for the fabric itself of society. I would like to see that. So guys, I think that I'm gonna, just a little rant for today. I hope you enjoyed this live. Now that my voice is coming back, I will do that more often. So I'm gonna keep it short. Go watch the shorts. It's a nice way to support the channel. Go watch the shorts. Yeah. Also, my book is still on sale here for $2 for Halloween. Just in case you want a nice Halloween. Hey, those are the similar books. Other people buying other books. Nice. So guys, if you want something for Halloween, dark fantasy, horror, dark fantasy, paranormal, urban fantasy, that's how they describe the book. You're welcome to do so. Again, thank you so much for the support. Always spread love. I'll see you tomorrow on another video. Ciao.